Hello, 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 everybody. I have feedback on your end. Jay, when I'm talking, mute yourself so it doesn't give me feedback.
Yeah.
Perfect. There we go. How you guys doing? It is Amajama and Bitcoin Jay. We are here with Crypto Weekend Watch List. Thank you for joining us. This is a quick recap of a little bit of market sentiment and a couple alerts. And it's actually the funnel feeding into Bitcoin Jay is going to be live trading on Titan. Link is in the description. If you're not sure how to find it, DM me as well on the Pennybois Discord. We'll get you set up. So how are you doing today, Jay?
Yeah. Hello, Amy. Pretty good, pretty good. I got some audio issues when you were talking. Actually, you were skipping a little bit, but if I'm good here, I will just go ahead and post a chart on ETH that I prepared here, a 3-day chart for ETH, and pretty interesting price action we've had here this week, leading up into the weekend. It's been pretty bullish all around, and basically every bit of selling is getting bought back up, and we're really facing some major resistance here for ETH, because just looking at the daily time frame here. Oh, I need to go back to ETH. Sorry for that. Oh, let me just. Sorry for that. Okay, there we go. So like on the daily time frame here for ETH, we were facing some major resistance here below 2K, actually, like, but in the zone between 1940 and 1997 is really a very big resistance zone. So if you're not in longs already, I would for sure say this is not the right time to get in, because we've been coming up very violently, and probably here during the weekend the volume is going to die down a little bit. So I would expect a little bit of a consolidation here, at least for ETH, or even a bit of a pullback, because we have been rallying quite a bit today. I've been eyeing stocks, and it was bullish around the board. What do you think, Amy?
I agree. I think that is some pretty major resistance we're coming up on there. I think it'll be interesting to watch as well. I love how you have it charted there. Kind of similar. I've got the ADA chart. I'll pop up. Pretty similar. A lot of these are trading very similar. This is the 4-hour chart, of course, we have. But you can see that same exact. What I'm watching here is a little bit of a inverted head and shoulders. However, this double top here on ADA around 54.5 cents, approximately. Heavy resistance here. This has been resistance pretty much in all of August. We've got the triple top if we even go back a little bit further. And that's the thing, guys. When you're charting, a little hint with charting, don't be scared to draw right through those wicks. Because here's the thing, these wicks tell us that we had major resistance in this area, and immediately had selling once we pushed that high. So even though we did technically get up to like 56 cents, immediately pushed back down with almost an engulfing candle, some tweezers there. So don't be scared to pop that line right on through that wick, because it still indicates that we've got this triple top going on here, and that's what we're watching. And also you could pop a little line through here if you want to count the wicks. Either way, we're getting some pretty heavy resistance at the same area. If you were to draw the line like that, or straight across like I have, we've got this little gap we could play for. And this is a good area, when you're playing scalps like we do over in Titan. These are nice areas to play something like this here, where you do have a little bit of room. It's showing a little bit green. We're waiting to see what happens. It always pop it on a shorter time frame when you're leverage trading. Do not leverage trade on the 4-hour. I like the 15-minute and the 5-minute. Oliver, sorry guys. And what I'm seeing here is we do have some higher highs. So I'm watching this area here. So for me with ADA particularly, if we come down and test, say, like 53.5 cents, so about 0.3 of a cent down, which is in reality like over 1% there. So if we come down and we bounce off this line here, which you can see this line right here, I'll make it bigger so you know which line I'm talking about. This line, if we can hold support on this line here, we can make a little bit of a run all the way up to 55 cents, which 1 cent doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're leverage trading, that's like 2%. And that's massive for leverage trading. So that's kind of what I'm watching on ADA. It's very similar to what the Ethereum chart looks like. Back to you, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what you are saying there for ADA. For ETH, I'm pretty much watching the same thing here. You're pretty much at major resistance coming in basically at the top of this 15-minute candle. So potentially we will see a little bit of a pullback here for ETH, and especially I think what I'm personally looking to do here for ETH, and if this happens to in the weekend, that will be kind of a scenario for me. I'm looking at the lows of this like demand zone, and basically what I'm personally looking for in shorts is a break below that. I'm not going to short that right away, but on the comeback up, I would then short or try to find the lower high there for shorting this back down back to 1890 and 1880. And indeed on leverage trading, those are some nice gains already that you can make. So that's kind of a scenario, a little bit of a topping out here for ETH, potentially breaking below this, the body of this red candle, and then coming up and forming a lower high for shorts. So that's the main thing, because I just have drawn my major supply zone here. I can just see that we're basically rejecting from it. Now, if we do break this wick here for ETH, which is 1932.5, I will start looking for longs actually, but more so interested in shorts in the short term.
Love it. And also, just one thing about that breaks exactly off of what Jay had said there about that retest and when to take a short. Really, what he's talking about, and we talk about this all the time, guys, when I talk about that 5 steps of entering a trend-based trade. So we've got our highlighted line here, and what he's talking about is here. If we come down and we lose this support on the line, not to necessarily take that, not necessarily immediately take that short off the loss of support. Wait for that retest, because crypto is so impulsive that we're not touching anything. We're not touching any. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to draw it like that. Let me pop that back up. We're not touching anything until we get that retest. So we would come down here. We're going to come up and retest, and then this is where we're waiting what to do. We're not touching anything until our retest. So we have our impulsive move. Crypto always has all charts do. Trend-based trading, you get your impulse move breaking out of it. You get your retest. Then you sit in your consolidation. So we might trade sideways. We might hang out along the line like this, or we'll dump immediately. But we get that consolidation decision zone, and then we'll get our confirmation. Confirmation is when you take the trade. The end of this arrow here, like in this area here, okay, we unsuper glued ourselves from this line that seems to be a magnet, and we failed the retest. That's where you take your trade, your confirmation, or a long confirmation up here for a scalp type trade, and then you get your continuation. So that's exactly what he was talking about when I always talk about those 5 steps of that trend-based trading. Exactly agree with what he says about waiting to take that long or that short until he sees that clear retest and the door slam.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's always going to be the same thing. And like you said, it's any chart works like that. You have your impulsive move, and then where a lot of people get trapped is they get trapped by seeing a large move. It's like you see that on the CPI too. Like, yeah, that's a huge bump. I personally did not get in on that because I knew that it was going to be too volatile. I'm just out of the market. I know after that impulsive move, basically that CPI is going to tell me the general direction of which we are going to go to in the immediate short term. So if you miss that impulsive move, you wait and you let it basically come down a little bit, and then on the retracement you can find that direction and then enter your trade. So I'm specifically also looking for ETH because we can make this a little bit more specific. If we, for example, break this and let's say we go back to 1903, just as an example, we can basically also use FIBs to determine where that ideal lower high would come. So you would just take it from the high to wherever you're going to come down to, and then you would wait ideally for a candlestick confirmation at that 618, and that's really trend-based trading. And if you want to come ahead and learn how to do that in Titan, I'll gladly show you, and we can all join in on the fun because it's just fun. I think you agree with that, right, Amy? Amy?
I am so sorry, I was muted. I said Hell yes, there's nothing like it in the world when you watch that candle and it's a short and you say, all right, this is where we're taking the short, and you watch that toilet flush, like I like to say, and you called that right. There's no feeling like in the world. 100% agree. And speaking of that, in about 15 or so minutes, we've got Bitcoin J over in the Titan server trading live. So as far as something to take away from this one, as far as an entry, so this ADA, I like a short on the retest, guys, under like 50.534. And this long, I'm not really liking the long. I think we're getting too close to heavy resistance here. So I think I'm more in the, unless we come back, like I was saying with that retest, unless we come back, we test this line again and bounce, then I would like a long. I don't like it where it is right now, though. I think we had a little bit too much of a run. This was a nice push here. And when we have a push like this, where you see on the 15-minute, you get that nice, when we get that nice push like this, you kind of can start to expect a little bit of sideways action before the continuation or a little bit of a pullback. So I'm kind of I'm sitting on the sidelines with this trade right now. I'm not thrilled with where it's at, but there is a couple possibilities.
I absolutely love how you got your scenarios lined up for you, Amy, and how your tactic is just to wait for the price to confirm anything, and you're not trying to overly eagerly get in. You let the price come to you, and you have your scenarios mapped out for you. And if one plays out, you just know when to get in on it. So I absolutely love that. That's great stuff.
I appreciate that. And that's exactly it. And that's, what we try to teach you, because crypto does, unfortunately with crypto, you get a lot of volatility. You hear the saying wicked out a lot on crypto. You get these nasty wicks, like right in here. You get these wicks that just will, if you're in a long, you could get, you might take a long here, you get wicked out before it starts to push this and that. So I always like to wait that little bit extra when it comes to crypto. And on that note, this is an in and out type show. It's a precursor to the live trading over there. So we're going to wrap this one up. This is a couple charts we're looking at. We're sitting at some heavy resistance points coming up here on most of the big blue chip cryptos. So just be aware of that and come check us out on Titan for weekend alerts.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. It was nice. And we'll definitely just continue this and see where this goes here for each specifically in live trading. And everybody is very welcome to join us there.
We will see you guys there. And until next time, peace out, Cub Scouts.